From the south bank to Soho, we stride through the night. The fire between us never burned so bright. I pass her my jacket as we sidestep and twist through the streets and the masses, but there's a turn we've missed. 'Cause she's a dream and still so young, with the whole world to discover. And I've been holding on in this town too long. I have to let her go because I love her. Hi folks, welcome to another guitar lesson video. So today I'm going to have a look at South Bank to Soho, from the South Bank to Soho, which is from my most recent album, How the City Sings, and is a song that people request tab and information on how to play this one from me. So there is a tab, so if you go into the description box below this video, you'll be able to download the tab. There's also a link where you can get in touch with me about Skype lessons, and also if you are enjoying these guitar lesson videos, do subscribe so that you can be the first to be in the know. Okay, so I guess South Bank to Soho is probably one of the kind of easier arrangements, and so it's a great song to look at if you're wanting to just get into dadgad for the first time. If you've not played in this particular tuning or altered tunings generally, it might be a good place to start. If you're a player who's played in standard tuning, you've done a bit of fingerstyle playing, but you've not kind of ventured into the murky waters of altered tunings yet. So I'm playing in dadgad, as I said, and I'm using a capo on the 3rd fret, which puts us in the key of F. So we'll just have a quick look through the chord shapes on this. So our first chord shape is just a load of roots and fifths in F. So all I'm doing is I'm using my second finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. So that's just an F chord. The second chord, this is in the verse, is again, another lovely 1-finger chord. So I've just got my first finger on the 2nd fret on the A string to give a B flat chord with an F in the bass, and also a suspended note as well. So that's the section that goes from the South Bank to Soho, we stride through the night. So that's just F to F over B flat over F, and back to F again. Then we do a bit more of that, and then so this is really a C chord with an F in the bass. So again, another 1-finger chord. So this time the 1 finger goes on the 4th string on the 2nd fret. And when I'm playing this chord, I tend to avoid playing the G string, so that I don't get the 7th in the chord. I just prefer to have it as, to give it this nice kind of suspended sort of sound again. So our first 3 chords then. South Bank to Soho, we stride through the night. The fire between us never burned so bright. And then a little twiddle. So that's on our the 1 finger that's operational in our 1-finger chord. So there's the first finger on the D string on the second fret here. So to get that sound, I'm just pulling off from the 4th fret on the 3rd finger, with the 3rd finger, and normally playing the second string as well, like that. And then that section just repeats. Then the chorus. She's a dream and still so young. So it's going up to a B flat chord there. So I'm just playing that with my 2nd finger on the 5th fret on the bottom D string, and my 1st finger on the 4th fret on the G string. This F with an A in the bass chord, I've got my 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the D string, the bottom, and I've got my 1st finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. So just to go through those chords. Again, if you're looking to get exact right hand patterns on this, the tab is going to help you along with this video. It's quite a helpful thing, but I would say with this song it's pretty free. I don't have a very exact way of playing the right hand pattern on this. I tend to keep it quite sort of floaty, and to be honest, I'm more focused on singing and delivering the song with this one than I am, you know, playing anything too tricksy with the guitar. But with the whole world to discover. So we're going there, that little section is so a G minor chord, so 2nd finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, and then 3rd finger on the 2nd fret on the other D string, the 4th string. So I'd normally be playing the D string, the 4th string, the other D string, and the G string to get that chord, and then back to an F over A chord that we've seen before, and then a different way to play a B flat chord here. So instead of playing, it's just to do with the position of the hand that I just prefer to be there rather than here, but there's no reason why you can't do that. So what I'm doing is I've got my 4th finger on the 5th fret on the bass string, and I've got my 1st finger on the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. But that is, you know, musically in English, it's the same chord as this that we played earlier, but it's just that it's a more convenient place for the hand to be as far as I'm sort of concerned. So that's another C chord there. So I've got my 1st finger on the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then with the right hand I'm picking out the 5th string, the 4th string, and the 2nd string. So just 3 notes there. So it's another B flat chord, but with no 3rd in it. So here I've just got my 3rd and 4th fingers on the 5th fret on the 6th and 5th string respectively. So that takes us all the way through. She's a dream and still so young, with the whole world to discover. So that's that section, and then the sort of following bit, the chorusy bit, I guess. I've been holding on in this town too long. So there we've got a nice D minor chord there. So 1st finger on the 5th string on the 2nd fret, 4th finger on the 4th fret on the D string on the 4th string. D string doesn't help much when you've got 3 of them in your tuning, but you know, it's normally the D string. And then the top 2 strings open. So even though I've said, I guess, that there isn't a specific right hand pattern, this sort of is with some of the chords, because I'm avoiding some open strings by being selective. So with that one, for example, I'm again avoiding the G string so that I get this voicing instead of, which is a very nice chord, but it's a bit too complex for the harmonically for what I wanted really. So I'm holding on in this town too long. So from our D minor chord to a C chord, again, suspended C chord. So we're just moving the first finger across to the 4th string on the 2nd fret, and I'm playing the same strings with my right hand. So I'm playing the 5th, the 4th, the 2nd and the 1st strings. F over A chord, and then back to B flat. So I've been holding on in this town too long. And then the sort of chorus line, if you like. The sucker punch is so G minor, we've already played, F over A we've already played, and then this chord, which sounds a little bit like B flat, but it's actually G minor with a B flat in the bass. So it sounds a bit like our B flat chord. So what I'm doing is I've got my 4th finger on the 5th fret on the bottom string, I've got my 1st finger on the 4th fret, sorry, on the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and I've got my 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the G string, and I really like that chord. And the reason it's that chord rather than the B flat, the regular B flat chord, is because of what the melody note does. Let her go, go because I love her. Interested in, you know, why that, you know, why songwriters use the chords they do. Often it's a choice based on where the song wants to go, you know, rather than where your fingers want to go. So yeah. So let her go because I love her. So that's pretty much all of it. That's all of the verse and chorus section. The next section. The only other section is the instrumental section, but really I would recommend having a look at the tab for that, just because it's a bit fiddlier and it'd be easier to break it down by looking at the tab. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope that's given you a bit of you know, a start on getting a handle on that song, and also a handle on Dadgad, so that if you wanted to write your own stuff in this tuning, or just mess around, you know, come up with instrumentals, arrangements, whatever you like. That gives you a bit of a way in to use those chords to come up with your own stuff. So yeah, stay tuned for more guitar lesson videos. Hope you've enjoyed it, and cheers, take care.